up in the perfect spot. This is where we begin. Yeah, that's right. You better believe it. Comics. Oh, hello. Hello. Hey guys, it's the staff of Fat Collectibles.
Yeah. Minus the Eddie.
Minus the Eddie. Eddie is awesome, but you got to meet Eddie another time.
He can appraise all your used stuff, what have you.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can indeed.
Ooh, this is the coolest.
These are the cool new things right here. Yeah. This has a set of 3D glasses inside. Let's go to our close-up camera. And I don't have one taken out of the package, but it has puzzle cards, 3D mini comics, and a 3D poster.
So cool.
And what? They're only $4.95.
Yeah, and you get 3D glasses, you get the poster, and you get the cards.
And the puzzle cards, and you put them together, and they make a mosaic puzzle on the back, right?
Very cool, yeah.
Classic 70s, right? Exactly.
So good. So cool.
But
love everyone.
love to you guys. Lovely to have the great team. Great bunch of folks. Collectibles.
And,
they're awesome people.
YouTube.
And they have hey, with the Fat Show on YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube and our Facebook page.
That's on their Facebook page for Fat Collectibles. They've got the YouTube show, which they've been filming. They've been filming it on location here. It's awesome. Love these guys. What's next on our journey into collectible cards? I know what's next. Magic the Gathering, right? Oh, I might drop them, but even if you drop them, they're only paper. They're not fragile. They're not going to break. So it's okay. It's not like you're playing with, it's definitely not like you're playing with Warcraft miniatures where they're very delicate and all that. These are really awesome. These are special intro packs. They're $14.95. If you're just beginning to get into Magic the Gathering, which is the great granddaddy of all collectible card games, that's right, they're called CCGs. If there's a collectible dice game, it's a CDG. We've got collectible dice games coming up in just a minute. But these Magic the Gathering cards come in a beginner's introduction pack that has a perfectly structured 60-card deck. What is Magic the Gathering all about? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm here to tell you all about it. I'm a gaming geek from the way back when, way back when. And before Pokemon existed, before Yu-Gi-Oh! Was the brainchild of some Japanese game designer, before any of that happened, there was Magic. Magic the Gathering, which appeared on the marketplace, took everyone by storm. The only place to get Magic the Gathering was at bookstores that had fantasy books or science fiction specialty stores. They weren't available everywhere. They were hard to get, and when you got them, you were hooked. You are a planeswalker. And the objective of this game, you, who's holding the deck of cards, you're a planeswalker. And all these cards that you present represent creatures or magical artifacts or enchantments that you lay out on the table against your opponent who has 20 life points. Everybody has 20 life points. To win the game, you attack your opponent with your enchantments and your cards and your creatures. until their life points go from 20 down to 0. And while you're at it, you get accustomed to a fantastic magical system based on colors: red, white, blue, green, and black. 5 colors that represent forests, mountains, swamps, islands, or plains. That's right, they all create mana. Green cards that you play with these monsters, like, for example, what have I got right here? A blue and red pack. Look at my box here, and there's 5 different dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 different dots tell you which of the magical colors you're going to have that the cards exist. In this game, you've got blue and red combined. That would be islands and mountains. And all the cards that are within this deck are only playable within that color functionality. It's all about color functionality. You would never pack your deck of cards with green, for example, if you didn't have matching green creatures or green sorceries. So you tap a land card at the beginning of your turn. You've got all these lands in front of you. They're physical places. You tap the land and it generates a color point, and you spend that color point of mana, which is an invisible currency, and you use it to summon amazing creatures. Creatures like this guy. How about this? This guy right here. They have single cards. Not only do they have packs of cards that come in a full, complete, ready-to-play set, but they also have singles like this. So I want you guys to take a close look. Here, this guy, he's called Kiki Jiki, the Mirror Breaker. He is a terrifying goblin shaman. He's a monster, a rare card. He's printed with all these different things that are printed that let you know what the card can do and activate during play. The thing is that this guy is going to cost 2 colorless and then a red, red, red. That means it's going to be a total of 5 mana points to get this guy out into the playing field. Speaking in terms of beginners, as if my audience was an absolute beginner who's never touched the game of Magic before. I can speak about Magic in very advanced terms, but I don't want to lose the newbies. So for all you newbies out here, I'm just giving you a quick explanation of mana that generates colored power, and you use it to pay for the cost of playing these cards. This card, if I put it out on the table, it's going to cost me this much. It's printed right there. Here's another interesting card. It's an Ice Storm. This Ice Storm is going to cost 2 colorless and 1 green. That's a total of 3, which means I can use 2 of any color and 1 green. You can mix them up. 2 of any color, it doesn't matter, and 1 green. These singles are extraordinary because they've got such a great selection of singles, but only for experts. Only expert players need to bother with that. The beginners can actually work with just these playing sets, like this one, the Magic Origins, and this one from Theros. Now, I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the game mechanics because I find this game so fascinating. I've always found it fascinating. When it first appeared on the marketplace, the only way to get Magic cards was with these boosters. The boosters are kind of like, well, you know, go back in time to the 40s when kids would buy baseball cards. So the game designers said, let's make these playable cards, and let's construct a game where you get a random assortment. There's only going to be 15 cards in this packet. That's right, 15. How old? Well, the game was created and first published, I believe, in, I think 1993. I think it was maybe 1992, it may be 93, when Magic first appeared. And that was before Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon was ever even dreamed of, in the wildest dreams of these designers. And what's cool about this game is you get a random pack of cards, and inside it are 15 cards. They have different levels of power and different functions of playability. Do you know what I'm saying? All different from one another. And they're just cool as hell. I mean, these cards are really cool as hell. Let's do a new tab on my browser, and let's see if I can find out Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering history. Yeah, that's right. Here we go. 20 plus years. Oh, general release happened in August of 1993. That's the answer. The general release was in 1993. And as it turns out, the game almost didn't happen. I'm glad that the, Wizards of the Coast was busy printing role-playing games, but, the designer of this game, Dr. Richard Garfield, he said, I got to convince you guys this is the game for you. Yeah, he was a doctor, Dr. Richard Garfield. And he was interested in having Wizards publish his Robo Rally board game design. And instead of working on Robo Rally, which is very popular, somebody at Wizards asked Dr. Garfield to work on Magic. And he worked out the system. And he emerged with the very first version of the game as we now know it today. The early days. Super cool. There's a whole interesting article on the Wizards of the Coast website. But anyways, these packs of cards, they're available here at fatcollectibles.com. And they're really cool because you're going to get 1 rare, 3 uncommon, and then 11 common cards. There's always 15. 1 rare, 3 uncommon, and the rest of them, there'll be 11 cards that are just regular common cards. They all have different levels of playability, but you never know what you're going to get. They're all random, okay? And after you get to a certain point where you're constructing your deck the way you'd like, you can start trading with your friends. So one great way to get into the game is just buy a whole bunch of these random packs, but an ideal way, a much more ideal way for beginners, is to get in with this because it contains a 60-card deck ready to play, pre-constructed, and it also has 2 of these inside. That's right. You'll get another 30 cards. So you'll get 60 cards playable right out of the box and another 30 cards in random assorted packs, and you can augment and redesign the structure of your introduction deck of cards. And you can add little extra guys to it and different playable cards and abilities. It's super cool. I'm loving this. And I'm really glad to talk to you guys a little bit about the game and the structure. Let's take a look at some of our singles. The reason why the marketplace for singles is so out of control is because a lot of players want to have the power of choice. They want to have the power of choice and get exactly what they need at exactly the right place and the right time. I'm telling you, that way you can, Omar, the idea is to customize your deck of cards. That's it. And if you don't like what you got in the random packages, if you don't like the random ones that look like this, then you can go straight to a place like Fat Collectibles and you buy precisely the powered cards that you want, and you will build a killer deck of cards that nobody else can match. Some of them are only $1. Some of them are $8. Some of them are 50 cents. The most expensive one that I have is $20. $20. This is a really awesome card. All right, I'm going to show you guys that there's even foils. Look, some of these are collectible just because they're special foil versions. They're shiny, see, oh, shiny 3D. Yeah, hologram foil. That looks great, doesn't it? These hologram foil cards are exactly the same as the regular ones. They're the same as this. They even play the same with the same playability and the same rules. However, they've got this. That's the added bonus. They've got shiny hologram backing. And this beautiful, beautiful card is even more collectible. This one's $25. Now, here's a sorcery from many years ago, one of the earliest existing versions. Let's zoom in, if it's possible to zoom in a bit. I'd like to show some of the card language that we have on these cards. Thank you, looks great. This card is called an Ice Storm. it will destroy any one land. It will completely destroy it. Once that land is destroyed, it's gone, and you don't have it anymore. You don't. It's true. Now, this guy, this legendary creature, this is $13. It's much more recent, a much more recent card. This is a legendary creature, which means only one legendary creature can appear on the table at one time. Only one. This is a goblin monster. He has attack power of 2 and defense power of 2. What does that mean? Well, the funny thing is that all of these creatures have a printed number at the bottom. This angel has attack power of 4 and a defense of 5. So that means if you had these two characters fighting against each other in the game, then you would have to match their powers to see who would beat whom. The angel could attack with 4 points of damage by the player across from you tapping it. As soon as they turn it, then that means that damage is coming in to attack you. Now you can use your own creature to block, right? If you use your creature to block the incoming damage, then you don't take the damage. You, the player, are not going to lose life. But the angel has 4, and that's more than enough to kill this goblin. The goblin only has 2 defense. So you would have to have other boosters on this goblin, and there's a lot of them. There's a whole world of cards where you can beef up your creatures so they can withstand attacks from flying creatures and other things. Now, this goblin would never be able to block this angel anyways, because as you can see, this angel has the word flying. That means a flying creature can only be blocked by other creatures that have flying. Exactly. That makes perfect sense. If you're a ground soldier standing there in the front of the ranks with your other guys, and an angel flies over you, or some other winged giant eagle, or other creatures like griffins, or other beasts that have the ability to fly, they're going to go right over you. They're going to go right over your head, so it makes sense. So there are other functions within the world of magic that can stop flying creatures. You can build a net. That's right. There's excuse me, I forget the name of it, but there's a card which will build a net in the forest. I think it's called the forest net. And it will automatically block creatures with flying because you've, like Ewoks on Endor, you've constructed a net between the trees, and whatever's flying through, bust. You've caught it.
It's like hunting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really a cool card game. But all the card functions are written down on the card itself. And all you got to do is just read the card print, and you can learn how to play. Someone who knows how to play Magic could teach you a whole bunch of stuff. This is an incandescent Soul Stoke. This is an uncommon card. It's only $1. That's right, $1. Let's zoom in and look at the power. This is an elemental shaman, okay? And whenever you have this creature in play, yeah, look at this guy. See, it says, other elemental creatures that you control gain +1/+1 to their attack and defense power. That's right. So as soon as you play this card and he appears on the table, all the other elementals that you would have in play get a boost just from his presence. He costs 2 colorless and 1 red to summon. That's a total of 3 mana to bring him in. And I like this guy. I like him a lot. Cool. Here's an interesting enchantment. This is an enchantment. It's only 50 cents. If you never pulled this exact one out of your, random packages of cards, and you really want this Circle of Flame, then you can come to places like Fat Collectibles or Nightwear. That's a KNIGHT. Other stores like that will give you the chance to buy singles, and you customize your construction the way you like. The language on Circle of Flame, it says, whenever a creature without flying attacks you or a planeswalker that you control, Circle of Flame deals 1 damage to that creature. Just by having this enchantment on the table, that means for the rest of the whole game, any creatures that do not have the flying keyword on them are going to take damage if they come at you. And then when you have these enchantments in place, they trigger table-wide throughout the whole rest of the game. It's really awesome.
So the card, the one that costs $13,
Yeah.
It only gets 1 damage instead of 2. Am I correct? If it decides to hit me, of course.
That's right. But when these enchantments come into play on the table, your enemy might change his mind about whether he's going to attack you, with creatures that don't have flying. Like the goblin. The goblin attacks you, and he doesn't have flying. That means that if you have this enchantment in place, it's going to deal 1 damage to that creature. And this goblin, he's only got 2 defense. He's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. If you have several of these enchantments in place, then it'll deal a collection of damage right on top of your head. And thus, the energy and strategy of the game keeps changing as more cards get laid out on the table. It's really awesome. So, the best place to get Magic singles is at a specialty store like Fat Collectibles, PHAT. And no, it's okay, guys. You can go ahead and go shopping. Go check out everything that's out here. We've got a live shot. It's wonderful to have everyone here. The Magic the Gathering phenomenon became such a best-selling culture wave in the world of geekdom, it spawned millions of copycats. Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are nothing but flimsy copycats of this game engine. This was the first, and still the best, I've got to admit. Look what else I've got here. That's a really cool thing. It costs $20. It's called All Is Dust. All Is Dust. It's an ultra destructo card. And I mean, it will destroy anything and everything on the table. This is a rare card. It's very, very powerful tribal sorcery. And it's expensive to play. It costs 7. 7 mana of any color. Doesn't matter whether you're doing a red deck of cards or blue, whatever. When you play this sorcery, it devastates every other permanent card on the table. And they're all destroyed. Every creature, every enchantment, everything that is a permanent card is destroyed off the table. Take a look at this, guys. And I can see why All Is Dust is so powerful. Yeah, I can see exactly why. Because it's like the Wrath of God, which is a famous card from the early waves of Magic. Wrath of God did a special sweep of the board, and it destroyed all creatures. This does more than just destroying creatures. It destroys artifacts, enchantments, artifact creatures, anything else you can think of that's a permanent, it is going to be completely destroyed by this one card. Bam. It's out. The only way to stop something like this is to use a blue counterspell. And those are very common. Counterspells come in the blue strategy of using blue cards with water. And they do a lot of counterspell things that could stop. This is devastating. It's really devastating. And it says right here, each player sacrifices all colored permanents that he or she controls. And that includes you. If you play this card against your enemy, it affects you as well as everybody else at the table. So exercise caution with such a powerful, rare card. $20 for the All Is Dust. And hey, here's an interesting land. This is a strange land called the Blink Moth Nexus. Some lands are just regular old lands, and all they do is tap mana, and they give you a colored point. That's all they do. This one is kind of different. This one's really different. It's called a Blink Moth Nexus. It's a rare card, all right? And whenever you tap this, you see that little symbol with the arrow on it? Tap it to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. That's right. You tap this card in play like this, which means tapping it on its side, and that tells the players at the table that you've used its power for that round. You can add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool, and now also, if you spend 1 mana, this Blink Moth Nexus becomes a 1/1 artifact creature with 1 attack power and 1 defense power. It becomes a creature with flying until the end of the turn, but it's still a land. That's right. If you spend extra mana, you can boost this land card, and it will become the equivalent of a flying creature that has the flying keyword, and it has 1 attack power, 1 defense, and you can use it to go after people, and you can even use it in particular ways with other card boosters that will surprise your enemy. For example, Omar, if I play Monstrous Growth, which is a very powerful green card, a Monstrous Growth will give a +7/+7 to any creature that I have just for that round. And if I use this little card trick and turn this land into a 1/1 flying creature, and then I play, Monstrous Growth, play that at the same time, all of a sudden I have an 8/8 powered creature with flying that I'm just using instantly for the round, and it's got flying, and if you can't block it, I just did 8 damage to you. 8. That's right. And as soon as I get you down from 20 points down to 0, you're dead.
Bundle together.
Yep, that's right. If I add
Bundle with any monster.
no, if I
Just the green August.
no, I can use a different enchantment to boost the power of that particular card.
Okay.
And there are other cards and other creatures that also have boosters. You tap them and use its power to add +2/+2 to other creatures that you have, and send that math into battle. It's all a round of math followed by another round of math. One of the best ways to learn algebraic subsets is to learn games like this. Trust me, Magic the Gathering and Dragon Dice and these other cool games, they will teach you algebra faster than you know. So that's a look into the wonderful world of Magic the Gathering. I have one more really cool item from Magic the Gathering to show you. Check this out. This is called a Commander Pack. It's really awesome. This is the Commander Pack. You got to check this out, guys, because it's just wicked cool. It cost $35. That's right, $34.99. It's on sale right here at Fat Collectibles with a PH. And the reason why this Commander Pack is so special, because it introduces a new format of play with a big oversized card. See the regular size card? That's as big as a Magic card ever usually gets. But a Commander deck has this huge, cool, oversized card that sits on the side of the table, and he represents a commander who's in charge of what's going on the table. And he also adds special boosts to the other creatures that are part of this deck of cards. You get that? Yeah, you get it now. So it's kind of like having an extra, right? An extra card, but this is a super-powered guy. He's a hero who sits on the side of the table, and he energizes the other cards that you're about to play. And he also can come into play from time to time under certain conditions. So this card deck has all the same regular cards. That's right, 60 cards. Oh wait, 100. This has a 100 card deck, not 60, and it plays with a slight variation in the rule set. It also has, inside this box, a bonus pack. That's right, another bonus 15 card pack is right inside here, along with a 100 card pre-constructed deck called the Commander deck. It's really awesome. So you get one oversized, beautiful card, and you get 100 other cards, and you get a booster that comes right inside here. It's really awesome. This is really, really cool. I would talk about this for days and days and days and days, but we have a few other interesting things to show in this segment besides just Magic the Gathering. But I highly recommend advanced players who want to add a whole new level to what they're doing. Get your hands on a Commander deck if you want to invigorate your Magic game at a whole nother level. I know, right? Isn't that cool? Hey, did we start at, we started at 7:15, right?
Yes, around
Yeah, we started this segment at 7:15, so we've got about 25 minutes, maybe 20 minutes left to talk about some really cool stuff. Love playing Magic the Gathering, but there's some other games here that exist that I've never played before, and I'm going to introduce you guys to this. Guess who else has a trading card game? Oh, right. My Little Pony, My Little Brony. My Little Pony has a collectible card game as well. I've never seen it before until today. And I gotta say, it's really awesome, but I didn't know that they had this. I mean, My Little Pony, excuse me. That's right, My Little Pony is moving into the world of Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. These booster packs contain 12 cards, not 15, but they have a 12 card booster pack. This is from the game company Interplay, and they've designed this card game to go with all your favorite My Little Pony characters, and I'm afraid that I know nothing about the game, except I guarantee you, even sight unseen, I can guarantee that this game plays a lot like Yu-Gi-Oh!, which plays a lot like Pokemon, which inevitably plays a lot like Magic. It's all the same template. It's the same template, it's the same type of card game approach, but this is different because it's licensed from My Little Brony. So all the little Brony fans, if you're a hardcore Brony and you love your little pony, but you also love Magic the Gathering, then this is the game that I recommend you pick up. You've got to pick it up just to try it, you know, just to try it and see how cool it is. Don't you think? I love it. Now, $3.99. Some of the collectible card packages at FAT are $2.99. I know we have a graphic on the screen that says $2.99 and up. It actually should say 50 cents and up, because the cards that we're about to show you right now, Garbage Pail Kids, they're only 50 cents each, and they take us way down the road of nostalgia. I mean, I'm talking nostalgia back to the late 80s and the early 90s. Woo! Some of you people weren't even born yet, but we do have Garbage Pail Kids. Lots of Garbage Pail Kids. And here they are. Let's see if I can show you guys some Garbage Pail Kids. Here's a whole bunch of fun ones. Ah, that's so great. Look at that. They have some of the coolest, really coolest retro Garbage Pail Kids. They're on sale at the main counter for only 50 cents each. That's right. Collectible Garbage Pail Kids from Fat Collectibles with a P-H-A-T. There's a ridiculous amount of these. I'm going to go through several of them, probably some of the grossest ones that I can find. Some of them have variant names. Did you know that? That's right, there are variant names. Alligator, Taste Bud. Who else do you have here? Preston Chango, DDT. All right, there you go. Let's just take a look. Touch Tony. We're going to get super close on these, Omar, because you guys got to see the details. There's Touch Tony. She's getting attacked by her phone. Perfect. That's hilarious and disgusting. There's Touch Tony. Here's Lightning Linda. She can't get a break. Poor Lightning Linda cannot get a break. She puts her umbrella up and ends up getting blasted with rain and lightning. Unzipped Zach. You guys remember Unzipped Zach? That's hilarious. All right. Not to be outdone. Whoa, there's so many. Now here's a cool example of having variations. Variations in your names of the cards. I've got the exact same design, but I've got Punchy Perry and Creamed Keith. That's right. That's number 97A and 97B from Topps Garbage Pail Kids. Wow.
Still selling, they're still selling.
They're still, of course they're still selling them. I mean, you can find these, I think you can find these at any candy store, any candy counter. Oh gosh, this is so gross. Like, I love this because this is so retro. These are really retro. Here's some of the variations. This is card 96A and 96B, which is right next in line from what we were just looking at. There's Distorted Dot and Mirror Imaging. Grossness, lots of grossness. Cool, huh? Yep, there's a whole bunch of cool designs here. Let's see, what other ones do we have? How about Taste Bud? I know. I've got my network crew just going, oh, that's disgusting. That's right, there's Taste Bud. And then here's Hippy Skippy, who hasn't had a bath in a very long time. Hippy Skippy. Starin' Darren is covered with eyeballs. That's right, Starin' Darren. Each one of these amazing Garbage Pail Kids, look guys, they're only 50 cents. And they're really, really awesome. They're only no way, this is one of my favorites. I haven't seen this in a long time. Scratching Pole Paul. Yay! Now, they've got a big show going on here in the background. Right behind me, you'll hear voices and chaos as they open up the showroom back there. They're going to have a really cool show. They've got live comedy every night of the week, always busy shows on the Nerdist stage, which is part of Meltdown Comics, and also part of the Fat Collectibles experience. But wait, there's more. Before we get too distracted by what's going on, let's zoom our camera in. All right. Do you guys remember Toady Terry? Toady Terry. Doo, doo, doo. There's Barfy Barbies. Barfy Barbies. Not only is she barfing, but her diaper is also barfing. Coiled Carl did not escape from the snake. He tried. I mean, I'd give the man credit. He did. He tried. But he didn't quite make it. Barnyard Barney. Gross. That poor dog didn't make it either. Always unusual, but extra fun, is when they have a landscape version. Whacked Up Wally. That's right. They don't often have landscape versions of these cards. But when they do, they're really fun. Oh, no way, Jose. No way, Jose. That's right. There's an actual no way, Jose, on these Garbage Pail Kids. I can't believe it. Isn't that cool? Then there's Shoe Lacey. Shoe Lacey is here, ladies and gentlemen. And then we get into even more grotesqueness with Dire Rita. That's right, Dire Rita. The next time you go to the bathroom, think about your Garbage Pail Kids before you go. And you just might be afraid. You might be just a little bit afraid or a lot afraid. Oh, this is gross. Picky Mickey. We're taking a trip down memory lane, guys. We have cards from Fat Collectibles. Amazing cards, including Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, and right now, Garbage Pail Kids. So insane. From the shooting range, Bullseye Barry. There's Bullseye Barry. Oh, and Birthday Kate, who blows her candles out with a huge fart. Go for it, Birthday Kate. That's hilarious. That is so funny. Now, before we get beyond the pale, and we just might, before this show is over, we're probably going to go beyond the pale, but here's variations from card 120A and 120B. This is Babbling Brook and Jelly Kelly. One of them is a joke about her talking on the phone, and the other one's a joke about her eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at the same time. Although it looks like a ketchup and mustard sandwich. Great Scott! Yeah, I can't believe Omar laughed at that. Great Scott! And by the time Slidin' Sloan gets down to the end of the slide, there ain't gonna be nothing left of him. Seriously, there won't be anything left of him. Isn't that great? Oh, what else do we have here? A little spoof of Rocky Horror Picture Show This is the Frankenfurter version of Garbage Pail Kids. I never thought I would say this out loud, but I just said it out loud. Rocky Horror Picture Show must have had more of an influence than we ever suspected. There's Frankenfurter as Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras. That's hilarious, isn't it? Okay. Ooh, there's Rudeness. Rudy Toot. Rudy Toot. And one of the most famous Garbage Pail Kids of all time. In fact, I believe he was on the cover. KO'd Cody. There he is. One of the most famous Garbage Pail grossnesses of all time. And before we finish, I'm going to show you guys this double dentist variation because it's just so gross. Dental hygiene, that's right. Dental hygiene followed by Rudy Canal. And that is an amazing journey down into the past of Garbage Pail Kids. Each one of these cards are only 50 cents. And they're hilarious, they're vintage, they're collectible, they're really, really cool. And in the next, excuse me, a little bit of a cough. Sorry about that. But before we conclude the segment, I've got to show you some amazing stuff from the collectible game world. Here's the Collectible Dice Masters games. These are awesome games. And if you like to play Dragon Dice, like me, which is a variation of Magic the Gathering, but it's done with dice instead of cards, if you're anything like me, then you think that colorful dice are way awesome and they deserve your full attention. And they do. They deserve your full attention. That's great, man. Check a look. Take a look, take a look. What you got here? The Dice Masters game series from Marvel. These are great games that are award-winning. These are starter packs. It's a really cool starter pack. They're for kids ages 14 and up. Look real close. I don't know how close we can get in, but it's all about the crazy dice. And there's a lot of really awesome crazy dice. You can collect these dice, or you can just play the game. Look, here's the Amazing Spider-Man, done as a Dice Masters game. Okay? And inside this amazing box, you will have dice that represent Spider-Man, and dice that represent villains, and dice that represent weapons and powers. Also included in this box are 44, it's really awesome, 44 custom dice, character dice and sidekick dice, and also basic actions. There's also 38 cards. This is a game that combines beautifully designed collectible cards and also the dice themselves. So there's a set of 36 cards and 44 dice components in this extraordinary game, and it's only 20 bucks. That's right, only 20 bucks. Isn't that neat?
Wish you could play.
I wish I could teach you how to play. Aside from the Amazing Spider-Man Dice Master set, even cooler, look at this, Avengers Age of Ultron. There's a really awesome Age of Ultron dice set. It includes, and this is a two-player starter, by the way. This one box and this one box includes everything that two players need to begin, not just a one-player setup. 44 dice, including sidekicks, powerful heroes, and these extraordinary art cards with full portraits of the player characters.
You're playing dice
And that's right. When you play the cards are laid out on the table just like you're playing Magic the Gathering, right? But additionally, these dice are rolled and you place them on top of the card components because they adjust the values that are on the cards. So you can have extra weapons or extra boosters on the dice, And when you place the single die on top of the card, it represents a power change for the card you have in play.
It's always a different experience.
Yeah, so it creates a great customizability with the way you play, and it's really awesome, isn't it? The fact is that you can get $10 from your buddy and $10 out of your allowance, and you get this Dice Masters game, and you are ready to play. Isn't that cool? And what's even more cool about it is that these are unusual dice. They're really unusual dice. If we can zoom in a little bit, let's zoom in a little bit closer here, because I want the folks at home to see how, look, there's radioactive symbols, there's evil Ultron symbols, there's all these great, there's Captain America, there's Iron Man, there's Black Widow, obviously you can tell, there's Hawkeye. I can tell who each of these Avengers are. There's the Vision, Captain America, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Tony Stark, and of course, Scarlett Johansson, the Black Widow. I love her. She's so awesome. And I think the Black Widow is such a great character. These are really awesome. They represent really familiar characters in the Marvel world. And you're going to love this game. Dice Masters is an award-winning game, and it's super cool. Now, in the last 9 minutes of our program, that's right, we only have 9 minutes left, we have shown you remarkable things from the very beginning. We've shown you Star Wars mini comics. Actually, they're called micro. The micro comics are $5. They come with a 3-dimensional poster and 3D glasses inside, and puzzle cards and a beautiful, beautiful micro comic from our friends at Marvel. We've also shown you the great granddaddy of all collectible card games, Magic the Gathering. Highly recommended. This one right here is mine, because it's the last one they have in the store. Right, Omar? And this is from the Origins, Magic Origins. This is from the release series of Theros. And I really like the colors. If you look at the top of the box and you want to know what colors you're playing, this is white and blue. So I know they're going to be all islands and plains, making white mana and blue mana. If I get this, it's blue and red. If you want to play with black and green, then you look for the boxes that have a black or green symbol, and it will fulfill your wish. You can customize your own deck of cards, but if you want to buy something straight out of the intro pack, then you might as well start with a set of colors that you really like, that you're familiar with, right? And again, you can always supplement your Magic the Gathering game with a 15-card booster pack. What else did we show you today in this hour? Believe it or not, My Little Pony has gotten into the Magic business, and they've got their own collectible card game. I didn't believe it was true, but it's true. And we also showed you awesome Dice Masters games. They're really fun. I'd love to break open a package, but I can't. And now we're going to save the best for last. Anybody remember the Sega Genesis? Yeah, you guys remember the Sega Genesis. It's awesome. The last little bits that we're going to show you from Fat Collectibles, and I recommend you go to their website, fatcollectibles.com. Go and watch their YouTube channel, really, because Fat Store is everywhere online. They've got a great presence on Facebook. They have a great website, and their YouTube shows. Remember when my friend Jen and Johnny, they were over here jumping into to the show? They're the stars of their YouTube channel, and they've got some great stuff for you to see. Not only does Fat Collectibles have pencil and paper games like Dungeons and Dragons, and not only do they have board games like The Settlers of Catan, and not only do they have CCGs like the ones I've been showing you for the past hour, but they have vintage, awesome vintage console games from the way back when. They've got Atari 2600 cartridges. They have Game Boy cartridges, Game Boy Advance cartridges. They have PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 cartridges, vintage. And right now, just to bring the awareness level up, I want you guys to check out the Sega Genesis trip down memory lane. This is the Disney Aladdin game. It has been partly chewed up by the family dog. I'm not kidding. Look at this. It's only $15. You can play on your original Sega Genesis, and have all the adventures of Aladdin. It's a one-player game. This was adapted by Disney, Interactive, and Virgin Games. And believe it or not, it was released, oh gosh, what's the date on this?
92, I believe, 91.
Oh no, I can't even see a date on this. Oh yeah, 93. This came out in 1993. Ha ha ha. So it's what, 23 years old? Right? From 93 to 2016, that's 23.
There's no 28, 9, and 26.
Wow, this is a 23-year-old video game and it's badass. Mortal Kombat 3, remember that? Super cool game. The original from Williams. Look, it has the Williams logo from the old Williams pinball machines. This is rated M for mature. It has 1 or 2 players. It's only $10, and it's for the original Sega Genesis combat system. This is Mortal Kombat 3. Do you know why I want to mention Mortal Kombat? They're having a tournament. Look at this. Here's the info, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to love this. Come on down to Fat Collectibles Hollywood, which is part of the showroom of Meltdown Comics. Come and join us on February 24th for a genuine Mortal Kombat retro tournament. All people are welcome. The championship begins at 6 p.m. on February 24th. Mark your calendars because that's the Wednesday before Oscars. And I know you're all looking forward to the 28th because that's Oscar Sunday, but that Wednesday before Oscar Sunday, come and join us. Once every generation, there is an interdimensional Nintendo 64 tournament known as Mortal Kombat. So make sure you come and join us and check it out. Super Baseball 2020. This is also a cool game cartridge from the Sega Genesis. It's only $10. This is so funny because the stuff that you guys have, I love it. Not only do we have Super Baseball 2020, this is more retro.
That is dope.
This is more dope than any of the dope that I have shown on the air today. Classic. Street Fighter 2. And it's only $15. The original vintage Street Fighter 2 from Capcom. And you guys have heard all the rumors that have been swirling around the internet since last year that Capcom is going to do a hybrid game that combines Street Fighter characters fighting with Hello Kitty. That's right. Sanrio, the company that owns the great franchise of Hello Kitty, has licensed Hello Kitty to go with Capcom and fight in a Street Fighter setup. It's true. It's not a lie. It's true.
And we're getting Street Fighter 5 for the PlayStation 4.
Oh, I'm loving it.
So I bought the PlayStation 4 because of Street Fighter 5.
That's right. I want to get my PlayStation 4 as well, as soon as I can find a good deal. Here's the last couple of cartridges I have. Altered Beast. This is even more vintage and wacky than Street Fighter 2. I love it, though. Altered Beast.
For the walking.
Remember the way the characters would walk up against each other? This is a 16-bit cartridge, guys. When you get this in your Sega Genesis, you're going to look at it and go, oh, holy F. Holy F. Look at how vintage this is. 16-bit video games, boys. Barely a step up from Atari 2600, but it's a lovely game, and it's a vintage, it's a keepsake. It's Altered Beast, and it's going to cost you $15. Sonic the Hedgehog fans, not to be outdone, I've also got Sonic 2. That's right, Sonic the Hedgehog number 2 for the Sega Genesis game system. Do you guys remember the the fandom that developed on the internet around Sonic? Huge fandom, crazy fandom. And they started to form pretty active message boards online when the Sonic 3 came out, not this one, but the one after this. When Sonic 3 came out, the sequel to this game, it started a conspiracy theory that lasted for over 16 years, that Michael Jackson did the music to Sonic 3. And it was debated and debated on the internet for many, many moons. Even past the point where there was that popularity for the game, there was still a lot of kids out there who were like, wait a minute, I recognize that. That sounds like Michael Jackson. And guess what? This week in the Huffington Post, there's a massive article. It's about 7 pages long, and it explains the truth. It was true, even though the video game company denied it. They said, we didn't use any of Michael Jackson's music. It's all a hoax. It wasn't. It was true. They were lying to us the whole time. It was music that Michael Jackson had written with a couple of his producers and co-writers. And at the time, when the scandalous criminal charges came out against Mr. Jackson, he decided to take a low profile, and also he didn't like the compression. Taking his music, which was done at full fidelity, full sound, it was rich fidelity, and then it was compressed and compressed down to fit onto a 16-bit cartridge. Because of the combination of factors, Michael Jackson did not get his name credited, and the game publishing company lied through their teeth about Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And it was indeed Michael Jackson's music all the way through it, and now we know the proof. The proof is there. So thank you, everybody, for coming out to join me for Card Gatherer. That's right, Magic the Gathering has been an all-time great standard, and it still is the greatest standard for CCGs. Everybody else pales in comparison to this game, and I'm really glad to have brought to your awareness some of these awesome card games that they have here at Fat Collectibles. So check out their stores in Anaheim, La Habra, Westminster, and here in Hollywood. Come and join us anytime. This is your amiable host, Clifford Broadway, encouraging you to come on down to the Nexus of Nerd right here at Meltdown and Fat Collectibles, and we'll take good care of you. We'll show you around, you'll meet the staff, answer any of your questions, and you can get the best games, comic books, collectibles, and graphic novels all right here under the same roof. And then when you're done shopping, go on into the Nerdist stage and go check out some great comedy shows, which is what the folks are doing right now. So we're going to shut down this segment. It's been a great hour. I appreciate your time, folks. Come on back in a little while, and we'll have another segment with beautiful goodies from XSN.com, your shopping network. We'll be right back. Oh, that's the dragon. That's Maleficent as dragon form from Sleeping Beauty.
It looks weird. 2, 1, 2, 1. Stop talking.
Talk.
Hello. Yo, yo, yo. My cousin Nepotis. Hey, hey, hey. Bay, bay, bay.
I can hear it, but it's all coming from number one.
Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical.
Let's get into physical. Let me hear your body talk.
Oh, what's this from?
Epcot Center. You know Orlando. Hello, everybody.
Whoa, what's up, bro?
How you doing? Okay.
This is how we do it. This is how we. I still did
This is how we do it, do
I
it.
did say our hat.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody, in the place, in the club, and the time, and the bob, and the dun, and the hug.
Yes, can we keep on talking? Huh? Right here and right here. Right here?
Yeah, just get rid of the scarf.
Why don't I just put this up above? I can't see what I'm doing, but how's that? How's that? Sound better?
Yeah.
Sound any better? There you go.
Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical.
Okay. Whoa, I can hear.
You can hear a
Yeah.
whole lot?
Yeah, I can hear a lot. Okay, so we are going live.
Ha,
Yes, we are.
1 second. I keep talking.
ha, 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 ha.
You gotta keep on talking.
Ooh, ooh, ah, 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 ah.
Keep on talking.
Okay, so we are definitely going
Keep on talking.
5,
4.
3, 2, 1.
Amazing. It works. The technology works. Technology. Good to see you, Kimmy.
Good to see you too.
Lovely to have everybody back on board. This is XSN.
Hi, XSN.
Shop XSN. SHOPXSN.com.
Oh, you said it. Ooh,
I
you
did
did like
shop-
you spelled it out. You did like a little rap
I
to
just want to
it.
make sure that you guys know where you're going when you're on the web, but you're already here. ShopXSN.com.
Your shopping network.
We have some amazing stuff, don't we?
Yeah, we have Disney pins.
We've got Disney pins. It's time for Fat Collectibles to give us another segment of amazing stuff. In the past, we've done action figures,
Boom,
vinyl collectibles,
boom,
statues,
boom,
coin banks,
boom,
Magic the Gathering cards,
boom.
and even Garbage Pail Kids. Ah, yeah. That's not necessarily a boom. It's more like a, Garbage Pail
They don't have
Kids.
my name.
They didn't do one for, did they? They must have done a Kimmy
They
on the
didn't do a
Garbage Pail Kids.
Kamoy.
Oh, well. I don't think they ever did a Clifford.
Really?
If there was a Garbage Pail Kid with a Clifford, I would have known. That would have been
They
great.
should have done a Clifford. I think Clifford the Big Red Dog. Everyone loves that show.
I do. Yeah, I do too. I love Clifford the Big Red Dog. But after we did all this stuff with Fat Collectibles, we realized we need to come back to another special segment where we can show you guys some other cool, ridiculously cool pins. You Disney collectors out there are in the right spot at the right time. And it's amazing. That's right. Kimmy and I are here to bring you the coolest, rad Disneyland collectible pins. Look, we've got picture-in-picture, don't we?
Yeah.
That's a nice setup, man. It's really nice picture-in-picture. It looks great. Oh, wow, look at that. Let's move this just a little bit up and a little bit over, a little
look
bit
at
up
that.
and a little bit.
It's
If that's
so
better.
pretty.
There you go. Awesome stuff.
Loving these pins.
So what we've got, yeah, I see how that works. But I'm looking at my monitor up there to see if we position these pins exactly right. Now, I'm going to put this off to the side, so that we don't see Dash, we'll just see these 3 pins to start.
Yay!
All right, we're on a Maleficent head trick. To begin with, these are Disney pins. They're very, very limited edition. They're highly collectible, highly sought after. And the nice folks at Fat Collectibles have a whole shelf.
Yes. Oh my God, they have a whole
It's a whole glass cabinet.
yeah,
Isn't it crazy?
millions and millions and millions and millions.
Yeah, aren't these awesome though?
And we just chose like a handful, like a random handful. Random of the
I
random.
pulled out some that were special to me. This one in particular is very special for me.
Well, I pulled out this one. I pulled out the Peter Pan one because Peter Pan is my favorite Disney character,
Yeah.
probably of all time.
Yeah?
I just love the
Peter
movie
Pan.
so much. Oh, I love the book too.
Yeah?
But I just love the movie. And I just love that he never grows up.
Yeah.
And it's really
It's
hard
awesome.
to find Peter Pan pins, much like it's hard to find Peter Pan whenever you're at Disneyland. He tends to only be out for like an hour or two, and when he
Yeah.
is, he's always running around. So the
Yeah.
pins are just as rare as his character.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
and this one is only, this one's only $6.95.
Really? Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
This is only.
that's the Peter Pan one. So at least we know those are different.
This one's only $6.95. These pins are
Well,
very well
They're
put
perfect.
together.
They're in
yeah.
perfect
They're
condition.
in perfect condition. They're very well put
They're
together.
very sturdy. These haven't been scuffed up or broken. They haven't been chipped. They haven't been worn down. They haven't been threadbare. They're absolutely gorgeous and brand new. This is to commemorate the 60-year anniversary of Disneyland Park.
Oh
That's
my
why you've got the diamond
God.
anniversary. Yes.
I love the diamond. Now, if you're a regular at Disneyland, or if you're just a big Disney fan in general, you'll know that the 60th Diamond
Mm-hmm.
celebration has brought many changes in Disneyland. I mean,
It has.
we-
I was just there. I was at the park 3 days
Really?
ago. Yeah.
Really?
It was my birthday. 3 days ago, it was my birthday. And what better place to spend your birthday
then the happiest place on
than
earth.
the happiest place in California?
Oh my God! See, the thing that I love is that they have the beginning parade, which it's the normal parade. It's like come along and sing the song and join the jamboree, and then they have the next parade, which is the Paint the Night parade, and they start
Yes.
with Tinkerbell
Yeah.
and Peter Pan. And I love how the first parade that you see ends with Peter Pan, and then the next parade you see, which is the Paint the Night parade, which is the new one from Shanghai.
Yeah, that's right. That's the new one. The fireworks display for the Diamond
Oh my
fireworks
God.
display, it's fantastic. And they had Tinkerbell, or an actress that was her.
Fly up in the sky.
How did they do that? We still don't know how the Disney Imagineering team has managed to get an actress in a Tinkerbell costume to fly 300 feet above the Sleeping Beauty castle.
From seeing it,
It's nuts.
From seeing
I don't know
it
how they do it, but
so
it's
many
nuts.
times, I've actually been able to see a string.
Is there
So
one?
yeah, there's a string that goes with her. So I
Yeah?
think they're lifting her up from a certain place, because Fantasmic is also the same, where
Yeah?
it's like they bring up everything's done by like with a lot of strings, like see-through strings.
So she's got a wire rig.
But she's got a wire. But it's still amazing, and I love how they begin the show with Peter Pan, and then they end the show with Mickey
Yep.
and Walt
awesome.
holding hands, going off into the sunset. Like that is so emotional.
It
for
is
me.
awesome.
So these
It's
pins
awesome.
are super rare, I believe, because once you have like a pin and run. Like once Disney releases it, they release it a whole bunch, and
Yes.
they release a certain amount, and then they stop releasing them. So
That's
the
right.
60th anniversary pins are most like special because
They are special,
you're
very
not gonna
special
get another
editions.
60th year.
That's right. It's the Diamond Jubilee. And we have some really good examples of, these pins celebrating the Diamond Jubilee. This one in particular, we're starting with Peter Pan, and we're going to move this over a little bit because we've got another one to celebrate the 60th. Let's move this over. How about that? This one is so cool. So cool. It is so cool. This is, and let me see if I can hold it up in the right way. If you look, it has multifaceted diamond plastic round across the top of it, and it's built out like a dome.
And yeah,
Like this.
they're not selling them anymore.
They're not, I haven't seen these anymore. There's little diamond domes across this. It looks fantastic.
They're
Isn't that
definitely
cool?
overpriced, and I believe this one is only $6.95. A lot of the Diamond Celebration celebration pins will be like $6, but any pin other than that would be $4. I remember there was this one pin at some point when they first released the Paint the Night parade. It was a Buzz Lightyear pin that lit up.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's very, very cool.
Really cool.
I'm loving it. So as we show everybody at home these really cool pins, I've got Maleficent Craziness. We've got 60 anniversary pins, but we also have these. And this is just lovely. This is really, really lovely. Take a look at that.
I love this pin especially because it has like a 3D effect to it.
Yeah,
Of
it does.
the dragon.
It looks like a three-dimensional, what would you call it? It's like, what would you call it?
It's three-dimensionally.
Like a bas relief.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a bas relief sculpture.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? And let me say just this for the record. I can hear my voice echoing in the distance in the showroom. Isn't that amazing? I've never seen one like this before.
No,
they're
and
usually flat and they're colored enamels, but this is like a three-dimensional dragon face.
And at first when I saw this, I didn't really recognize
didn't
that
recognize
it was
that, did
that
you?
it was Maleficent because
Yeah.
it doesn't have those that purple, you know, that she has that like super purple, but I think this one's pretty recent.
It is.
And
Yes.
probably due to the movie, it's gotten to more this time's Maleficent than anything. So I love seeing the comparison. If you see the Phantasmic Dragon old school Maleficent and you look at the Maleficent that people are seeing now, it's really cool to look at the pins and see how much stuff has changed.
Yeah, indeed. I agree. It's really cool that Disney has, well, put so much emphasis on these impossible to recreate nighttime shows. Their nighttime entertainment and their parades
Are
is
amazing.
still out of this world.
Are
Still.
amazing. Fantasmic has to be, I think the first time I saw Fantasmic, I cried my eyes out because it was just so nostalgic.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was just so nostalgic for me. And like when the music comes out and then Mickey does it, says, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 ba-da-dum, and he moves his little like, oh my God. I just wanted to cry.
You're the perfect co-host for me on this because, like me, you're a Disney fan, but you're way more of an attentive Disney fan. You're so attentive.
I
I was
like
busy
Disney.
trying to get on the next ride. Instead of watching all the fireworks, I was busy trying to
No.
I wanted to get on Star Tours. That's what I was trying to do.
Really?
Yes, I was.
Oh
It's
my
true.
God. Oh, did you go on Hyperspace Mountain?
I did go on Hyperspace
Oh my-
Mountain, and I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Really?
It was really cool.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
It was so cool.
No, I love Disneyland. If I could live in Disneyland, that would be the best thing ever. And
Yeah.
being in Disneyland, I see these pins a lot, and I see them come and go really fast.
Yeah.
So one minute, like I'm at Disneyland, and I see a pin like this, like you probably won't get this Fantasmic pin again. Because
Yeah.
I see a pin like that, and then I'm like, oh, next time when I go, I'll get it, and then it's
Then
gone
it's
or sold out.
out. Yep, it's gone.
And they don't make it anymore. So this is a really unique, like, this
Indeed.
is us, Shop XSN. We're bringing really unique things to you.
That's what we're doing, bringing you the best of the best.
One of a kind things, and I feel like if you're a Disney fan like me, or if you just love Disney in general,
Mm-hmm.
these are really good to put on like jackets. A lot of people, I see a lot of
God,
people putting
yeah.
them on their like jean jackets and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Bags. They're really good gifts for any Disney fanatic, any Disney fan, and you're getting them hot and fresh here with us.
That's
One
right.
of a kind, unique stuff that you're not going to get at Disneyland anymore, and that just makes you more of a Disney fan.
This is really a great place to find those pins that you did not get in the park when you were there at the park. For example, not only do we have great Maleficent designs, and I love the Phantasmic Maleficent. Hey, there's Dash.
We have Dash from Incredibles. Are you excited
There's
about
Dash.
the Incredibles too?
I'm more excited about Incredibles 2 than I can tell you.
Oh my God.
It's going to be so freaking awesome. It's going to be so freaking awesome.
Super excited for that. I'm so excited for all the
So
movies
am I.
that Disney's going to be putting out.
Yeah,
The Jungle
totally.
Book. Did you see the Jungle Book trailer?
I did. The Jungle
Oh my
Jungle
God.
Book trailer is impressive as all get out.
Pete's Dragon.
Pete's Dragon,
Yep.
that's going to be even something more forward to
Oh
look
my
forward
God.
to.
Mulan.
Oh,
Mulan live
a
action.
live action version
Oh
of
my
Mulan,
God.
that's going to be cool too.
2018. I'm looking looking forward to that.
That's a hell of a lot to look forward to, isn't
And
it?
Beauty and the Beast, another live action.
Wow, really?
Alice in Wonderland through the
Wow.
looking glass. And speaking of Alice in Wonderland, we also have another pin right over here.
Oh, we do. Let's take the... We're going to...
This also celebrates the 60th anniversary, and I absolutely love it. It's Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
That's
absolutely
really nice.
beautiful. I love how
That's very
the
nice.
60 sparkles, and you have a diamond celebration. It's like twinkles, and it gives you that classic Alice. I honestly, this also is a very rare pin because it's very rare that you're going to see Alice at Disneyland. Now, if you wanted to find her at Disneyland, you would go between the hours of 3 and 4.
Oh, gosh, she knows all these details.
Buy
That's
the
amazing.
ride and the teacups. Hopefully you'll catch more on a Saturday
Bless
than
me.
you will on a Sunday.
Sorry. Oh
And
my
then-
gosh, you actually do know this.
And they're different people.
That is so cool.
They're different like people who play different Alices. That's why I was talking about Disneyland. Do you know there's 7 different people who play who play Peter Pan?
No, I didn't know
For
that.
each day of the week. Actually, Huggy Pan was recently fired, so I think there's only 6. But there was Huggy Pan, Spieling Pan, Smiley Pan, Button Nose Pan, Frosty Pan.
Really?
And they're all different because we can tell that they're different people.
Yeah,
But we have our favorite.
that is so incredible.
We
That's
absolutely have our favorites.
Oh, what happened there? We good? All right, we're good.
We actually we have our favorites, and I don't know, yeah.
I do too. I have to say that my favorite character encounters are the accidental ones. We just wander through the park and you're like, oh look, it's Chip and Dale. He just happened to be there at the
Well,
right
If
time.
you wanted to find Chip and Dale, you could have breakfast at with breakfast with the characters,
Yeah, that's
and you
right.
could have breakfast with Minnie. And Chip and Dale
Ooh.
are often there. Chip and Dale, you also find them in Toontown, because when you're going to meet Mickey and you're going to meet Minnie and you're going to Goofy's house and all that kind of stuff in
Yeah.
Toontown, that side,
Yeah.
you also can go to Chip and Dale's house and meet Chip and Dale too. So it's also
Oh,
super
so
random
cool.
that
That's
you get
cool.
to meet them. Who I'm excited to meet
Yeah?
is I'm looking for more characters on the Star Wars side, because I go to
Oh,
Disneyland.
yeah, well, Chewbacca is on the Disneyland map.
Yeah.
You can't get a fold-out map of the park, and you're not going to see any Disney character on it. You're going to see Chewie.
Yeah.
That's too much for me.
It's super.
That's
I'm super excited, and this is
mind-bending,
super.
actually.
I can relate to how this is so super exciting for a lot of people who go to Disneyland a lot, because I go to Disneyland quite often.
Yeah, me too.
And I love, and sometimes it gets really hard.
So you're a
to find-
season pass holder.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So oftentimes, I go and I know what's going to happen. I know what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to get a fast pass of Space Mountain, and then Indiana Jones, and I'm going to go on all the little rides. And at 3
Yeah.
p.m., then I go see Smiley Pan or Huggy Pan, because I usually go on a Saturday and Sunday.
Smiley Pan or Huggy Pan?
Smiley Pan or Huggy Pan, and they're between Sleepy Hollow and
Yep.
Zemo's ride, and he
Yep.
runs back and forth between them. And then I go meet the princesses, and then I go eat at the Golden Horseshoe
Yes, at the Golden Horseshoe.
and have my nuggets.
Where they have the barbecue. Are they closing that down soon?
Yes, they actually
The
did.
Golden Horseshoes, yeah.
They actually did. They're closing Frontierland, and they did close down a lot of rides recently.
Yes, because
they're
they're
building stuff.
building the Star Wars
Yeah.
stuff. I believe Mickey's Toontown is the one to get decimated the most.
Yes,
Isn't that true?
that apparently is true, but
Yes.
we have a lot of people signing petitions.
Well,
Disney
Disneyland only has a finite space. They only have so much physical
But
space.
they actually bought more land. They bought more land quite a while before they opened Star Wars Land.
Yeah.
They bought more land. It's like in a different section, and they don't know what they're gonna do with it yet. But I feel
Is it
like
across the street? Because they're within the streets and they just don't have any more room to go.
yeah, they're gonna make it everything now, and it's still gonna be still gonna
Really?
be connected, but it's gonna be a little far away.
Well, that
And I
looks
think
like...
that's where they're gonna put the new Town.
Really?
yeah.
That's an intriguing thing. That might be really intriguing that they're going to move Toontown even further away. I don't even... I can't-
Yeah, they're saying they're gonna do that for Star Wars Land. That's why people are
Yes.
signing all these petitions.
Oh, yes, yes.
But they bought an extra piece of land, so I feel like they should put Star Wars there instead of whatever else they're gonna move. Because Roger Rabbit is a classic movie.
Yep,
Hashtag
totally.
just grab it. Favorite crush.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. It's brilliant. I can't tell you how strange it is to see some of the park actually being shut down, but, you know, that's what they're doing, and I couldn't get into a lot of areas that I really wanted to get into. Like, I didn't even get to go over to see much of the Disney's California Adventure because...
You didn't?
Well, we were only there for the one day, and we decided to kill the park.
I
We
feel
just
like-
killed the one park we were in.
Really?
We did have a park hopper pass.
Really?
And so we ran out of Disneyland and went just to take a ride on the Tower of Terror. And then we left California Adventure and went right back to Disneyland to, well, we had a dinner reservation for the Blue Bayou, so we
I
couldn't miss our
love the
reservation.
Blue Bayou.
Some of the best jambalaya I've had in a long time.
Really, my favorite actually,
lovely.
I love to have lunch at New Orleans Cafe because they have these deep fried sandwiches that
Yeah.
are to die for.
Oh, is this our, have we seen our beautiful, there it is. We do see it? That is our 60th anniversary Diamond Jubilee version of Alice in Wonderland. And there she is, a wonderful character. The classic Disney version of Alice. Very different from the other versions of Alice
that
we
we've
were,
seen.
that we were
in
showing you
our
from the
abandoned-
attic of Abandoned Art. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, cool. Oh, see. Oh, look what else we have. Star Tours.
Well, if they decide to put Star Wars or even Toontown a little bit farther away from the park, at least we have the monorails
That will get you there. The
that
monorail
will keep
get
you
there. yeah.
going.
That's true.
And I love this pin too because if you're a true Disney fanatic, you will love this specific
These are cool. I gotta
pin
admit, these
because
are cool.
it's a monorail. When I was a kid and I went to Disney World for the first time,
Yeah.
the only thing that I remember
Was the monorail.
was the monorail.
Really?
Yeah, I was like 2, I think. 2, 3.
I was desperate to get out of the park by closing time last night. And I mean, 2 nights ago when I was there at the park. And I wanted to get on the monorail as a last-ditch effort to take it around. And they were closing it. And I'm like, no, don't close it. How am I going to get to the hotel? And like, I was going to make up a fake story. I'm staying in room 118 or whatever. I need to get to Disneyland Hotel. Let me get on the monorail. And they're like, no, this is closed. And I'm like, do you want me to get out of the park or not? Because they were making everybody get out. It didn't work, but I tried. Anyways. But, first world problems.
First world problems.
First
Can't
world
get on the
problems,
monorail.
hashtag. You can't get on the
Hashtag
monorail.
first world problem.
Look at this beautiful stuff. Omar, have you got the shot?
Yeah.
Look at these beautiful pins.
I love the Buzz Lightyear ride. You
Beautiful
know when
pins.
you hit the thingies, you're supposed to hit like the thingies?
Yeah.
I think this pin is super awesome. It's also celebrating the 60th anniversary.
Yep.
One thing that I noticed about the 60th anniversary pins is they have stuff for each ride,
Yeah.
especially, and they have stuff for each character for 60th anniversary, but the more specific the character, the less pins there are.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So Buzz Lightyear, I didn't even see him at Disneyland when I was looking at all the pins.
Yeah.
I only saw it here, and I was like, whoa, they had a pin for Buzz Lightyear.
I see.
Anniversary.
Indeed.
So crazy business.
There he is.
Crazy business.
I'm surprised that some of these pins get made at all,
Yes.
like this one. We'll talk about this one in a minute. But take a look here. We've got Star Tours, which I'm excited to say is wonderful in its revision. Darth Vader shows up and tries to control the craft that you're in, and you are face to face with Darth Vader, and he uses the Force to hold your engine in place while you're trying to get away from him. And it's so cool. Your pilot in the Star Tour vehicle has been replaced from that other little mechanic droid that they had, and it's actually C-3PO now. Anthony Daniels does the voice. It is C-3PO, and he's your pilot. So the Star Tours ride is just awesome.
And it's like,
It's
you go
improved so much
like,
better.
it's really, for me, when I first, I thought it was like a ride when I first went on it for the first time.
Yeah.
But the first time I went on it, it was like, it felt fast to me, but you're not actually like moving. You know what I mean? Like, and then they like blow wind in your face,
Yeah,
and oh my
yeah.
God, it's just so cool.
It's awesome. So we do have a wonderful monorail pin. We're showing you this right here in our close-up. This is really affordable. Look at the prices. Now, which one of these? One is $4.95. One
Well,
is
the
$2.95.
monorail pin is $1.95.
Really? The monorail pin is only $1.95.
Yes.
Less than $2
Literally.
for a really hard to find Disney collectible. cloison pin? Are you
Well,
guys kidding me?
That's the sweetest thing about XSN. We're giving you really good deals.
We are bringing you the bestest deals. The bestest deals ever. Let's get a couple of others of these opened up, my dear. And we'll talk about Mr. Toad, and we'll talk about Epcot.
Mr. Toad's ride, that ride scares the heck out of me.
Me too.
You
It's
go
the
to
best.
hell at the
You
end.
end up going to hell at the end of the ride. That's
That didn't happen.
It's a bit much, isn't it? No, it does. It's in the cartoon. Remember The Wind in the Willows? Remember?
The one I don't remember. The
He
one
has a
that-
dream. He has a
remember
bad
that
dream.
book.
He has a bad dream about going to hell.
God,
I know,
that's
huh? Do you believe it?
scary.
So here's some of our cool, awesome pins that are available right here in the showroom at Fat Collectibles.
So we have.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this stuff up pretty soon, but there's something very special that we're going to show you guys.
have
It is a shock, a complete shock to me.
how this pin was created.
I can't believe this pin was created at all. I really can't believe it exists at all. I really can't.
And
It
then-
is from the Black Cauldron.
And then we have another pin to show you that Fat Collectibles does not only just sell Disney pins.
Oh, there's more.
We
Yes.
also sell other pins, and we're about to show you a Harley Quinn pin, which is so cool.
I know, huh?
Quinn.
Harley Quinn, there she is. That's from Pop, Funko Pop. So it's
Yes.
like the Funko version of Harley.
Harley Quinn.
How
Pardon?
cute. It's a pardon me, Mr. J.
Mr. J always takes care of me, Puddin'.
That's hilarious. You guys might recognize the character in the center. That is
Oh, yes.
Taran. Taran from the Black Cauldron, which just enjoyed its 30th anniversary.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yes, the Black Cauldron came out in 1986, and it had its 30th anniversary, and they showed it in all its amazing glory. They showed it at the El Capitan Theater in a beautiful, restored 35 millimeter print. It was just as gorgeousness can be. It looked so frickin' cool, and I'm surprised that they made this because, as with all things Disney, when they don't make a lot of money on it and they think that it's a commercial failure, they bury it.
They do.
They have buried the Black Cauldron for many, many years. It's never been released on Blu-ray. The DVD that came out was not anamorphic widescreen. It's crap because it had the black bars at the top and bottom. Forced. They were forced on the digital signal so that you play back the DVD on no matter what device, and you're going to get forced matted black on the top and bottom. It's awful. But that's what the Black Cauldron was. No Blu-ray. Still to this day, there's no 30th anniversary release of the Blu-ray. It is a great film. It's been attacked, and many people lambast the film and say critically on the internet. I have to say the internet has not been very kind to the Black Cauldron, but it's one of my favorites. It is the most ambitious film that Disney Animation Department ever took on, and it may be a commercial failure, but it was an artistic, wild ride, and it
I
was
feel
the
like it touched
darkest.
a lot of people.
Yes, it was the first PG-rated film that Disney Animation had ever done. The ghouls, zombies, the skeletons that are animated near the end of the film earned it a hard PG. There's melting skull faces, kind of like, Raiders of the Lost Ark with a big melting face.
I believe it was the first cartoon PG rated for Disney.
Yep.
And
Yes, it
the
was.
first live action PG rated movie from Disney was The Black Hole, and it's still
That's
not
right.
released on Blu-ray.
That's right. The Black Hole and the Black Cauldron are both black marks, allegedly. Black marks on Disney's record. But this is amazing. We've got a 60th anniversary pin from
Mr.
the
Toad.
Wind in the Willows. That is the inspiration from Mr. Toad's Wild
I remember the
Ride.
book when I was little.
Isn't it a great book? And here is Taran. Taran and his magic sword.
From the Black Cauldron.
This is probably the single biggest surprise that any Black Cauldron characters ever made it onto a Disney pin.
And it's not even
ever.
that much. It's very rare.
It
and
is
it's
super rare. What are we selling it for? What, $3.95?
$3.95.
I can't believe it. We're selling Taran. That's right, Taran, the Black Cauldron. It's only $3.95. The beautiful 60th Diamond Jubilee version of Mr. Toad is $4.95, and a straight $4 for the Harley Quinn pin. What an interesting segment. And we've got many, many more pins to show you, but we haven't pull them out of all the packaging.
There's so many
There's
pins.
so much going on
and
here.
so much happening at Disney.
Believe it or not, it's worth going to Disney, even with all the dust and the construction and the partial closures of Frontierland. With all that mess going on, hey, I heard that they're tearing down that outdoor amphitheater that's in the pine trees behind Tom Sawyer Island. The one that's just past,
Yes, they are.
yeah, they're tearing all that, and that's where some of the Star Wars land is going to go.
Yeah.
That's in that forested area by Big Thunder,
Yeah.
Mountain Railroad, just beyond it. Right?
And that's really another upsetting thing because that's where Pocahontas is. She
yeah.
rarely comes out, but she
Yep.
comes out usually during annual pass holder parties or
Yes,
any
that's
kind
right.
of big event at Disneyland.
That's right.
And you'll find her by Big Thunder.
Right? Right.
And I don't know where they're going to put all these amazing characters. And Mulan, too, if you want to catch her, she's out on Mondays.
On Mondays.
Mondays.
Gosh, wow. See, if I'd have gone on a Monday, I would have met Mulan.
She's
That's
out.
cool.
She goes to the front of the park. She doesn't really go anywhere
That's cool.
else around the
I'm
park.
so glad that we've got a true Disneyite. A true blue, dyed in the wool, hardcore Disneyland fan. My lovely friend, Kimmy, thank you for co-hosting with me.
Thank you.
Thank you for co-hosting with me, my dear. I'm glad that you know your ish.
I know my Disney.
You know your ish.
My
This
ish.
girl knows her ish.
My ish.
Yeah, bish. Yeah, bish. Yes, she knows her ish. It's awesome. Love to all of you folks out there in shopping land. Fix your calendars. Go check out Disneyland
And get all these pins.
and get these great pins before your 60th Jubilee Diamond year is over. Get your chances to go down.
Because you
go on
won't
down.
see these pins again. And what better way to get them than through us?
How about the discount? They've got the discount back
They
for
do.
Southern California residents. It's worth going.
Yes.
So worth going. Thank you, everybody. It's an amazing night. We have been blown away by the art, the artistry, the collectibles, the games, the toys, the pins. It's been a wonderful night, and that's what we do. We bring you the geek coolness on your shopping network, shopxsn.com. We wish you a safe and lovely night and a great weekend. There's more tomorrow, believe it or not. We'll be live on the air at 5 o'clock Pacific time. Thank you, everybody. This is Clifford Broadway signing off.
And this is Kimmy signing off.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
We'll see you very soon.
Shop at XSN.com.
Cheers.